Welcome to tonight's presentation of the Pro Basketball Association. If you want pro, you want the PBA.
It's PBA basketball on Triangle Media for tonight's matchup between the Mississippi Raptors and the River Region Generals. And the opening tip is won by the Raptors as they'll work on the far end of the floor in the black uniform. And corner three, rims in and out for Thomas. And the rebound tracked down by the Generals, who will come to the near end of the floor in these green uniforms. And on the fast break, can't convert. Second chance, and turning it over is Orlando Ties. Missed the first shot, turned it over on the second chance. Three-pointer off the mark from the Raptors, once again, this time in the opposite corner of the floor. Here comes Ties, unable to convert in transition once more. Back and forth we go. Deja vu here early on, and this time the corner three is knocked down for the Raptors. So Mississippi strikes first on the Anthony Womack. Triple from the corner. And a foul called. As Kyle Roberts went streaking towards the rim, draws the foul, and Roberts will shoot the first free throws of this game here just about a minute in. Fast-paced start for these two. The Generals trying to push it down the floor on each possession so far. And Roberts at the line. Hits the first. And makes them both Generals on the board. And the Raptors with the early 3-2 lead. Jackson will run the offense for the Raptors. Generals in his zone defense here in the half-court set. Another corner look, this time the three also off the mark, and a foul in the backcourt there after the rebound. So Womack misses the three and then commits the foul. And Womack early on has liked that spot from the corner. Attempting those three-pointers, the Raptors with one of them so far in the early one-point edge. Little give and go. Nice dump off for the bucket. Kyle Roberts with the pretty assist. And the Generals lead 4-3 on the basket from Keon Brown. Good ball movement on that possession for River Region to get the go-ahead bucket. Raptors working it against the zone. Pull-up jumper rims out for Thomas. Here come the Generals again, always liking to run the floor. And the floater's off the mark for Brown. Cannot be saved. And the Generals will keep possession and inbound in their half court.
Come on, Lil Jay.
Greer. Turn around. Off the window. A nice move after the fake there for Jack Greer, giving the Generals the 6-3 lead. Raptors with that early three-pointer have been unable to do anything else offensively so far. And have had to be very patient against this zone defense. Now some penetration, the finish, and the foul, and one. Robert Clark with the strong take. He's at the line, trying to tie up the game here early on. Raptors have struggled to get inside on this zone defense until Clark just took matters into his own hands there. The and one basket. And the free throw is around and down. All tied at 6 here early on in the first quarter between the Mississippi Raptors and the River Region Generals. Roberts walks it up. A nice take, but the bucket does not fall for David Frost. And on the other end of the floor, the layup try in transition doesn't go for the Raptors. But a steal in the backcourt. And the finish with the foul again. Another and one, this time for Anthony Womack and the Raptors. So back-to-back potential and ones here for the Raptors. Womack hit a 3 earlier, the new school 3. Then you have the and one for Robert Clark, and now a chance for an and one for Womack. So nothing but 3-point plays so far. Well, at least the opportunity for them as Womack misses the foul shot. Leads to a sprint out, and the finish for Kyle Roberts on the other end of the floor. Generals get down the floor quickly. They've been playing at a fast pace here in the first quarter, while the Raptors have been trying to slow it down in the half-court set. And now the Raptors will turn it over on a miscommunication there. Denzel McDuffie's pass skipped right out of bounds, and the Generals get it back. Ironically, it's the Raptors with the larger bench here tonight. The Generals with only 7 guys in uniform this evening, and yet have had no problem playing at a fast pace as they hit the 3 ball. First 3-pointer for the Generals tonight, and they take the early 11-8 lead here almost midway through the first quarter. A response, but the Raptors can't put it in. Put-back try, good for McDuffie. McDuffie just had the turnover on the last trip down the floor. This time around, he saves the possession with the putback, making it a 1-point game. They're going to call that an and one on the continuation for Kyle Roberts, who drew the foul and was able to finish at the rim.
Call the screen out.
And Roberts with a chance for a 3-point play. Raptors will send in some squad subs.
Dumb.
Raptors with 10 guys available for this one tonight, as they shuffle some players in prior to the free throw. And Roberts makes it a 3-point play. So the Generals with a 4-point lead here, midway through the first quarter. Sticking with this zone defense, and they get a steal out of it. On the fast break, Greer's pass couldn't be handled by Brown, and the Generals end up turning it over. Good idea by Greer. Tough pass for Brown to try to corral. And both teams exchanging turnovers. Moore in the game for the first time, and immediately makes something happen as the Raptors cut the deficit in half. Brown rises and gets the shot rejected by McDuffie, and Greer was standing out of bounds when he grabbed the rebound. So the Generals turn it over. A heck of a defensive stop by Denzel McDuffie, who came soaring out of nowhere for the rejection on the baseline. Deep 3 from Ties. Too strong. And a good rebound by the Generals. They're up by 2 with the basketball. Here they come in the front court to stop the pop. But Ties couldn't connect off the glass. McDuffie taking on the whole team, draws the foul. And Denzel McDuffie will head to the stripe for 2. They'll have a chance to tie it up on these free throws. And McDuffie sinks the first. And a timeout on the floor. It's a 1-point game midway through the first quarter between the Raptors and the Generals. And the second free throw, good out of the timeout. So we're all tied at 14 here, midway through the first quarter.
Yes, talk. Come on, Dom.
Catch and shoot three, rims in. And the Generals back in front. Foul inside. The Generals thought they had a block. Instead, more free throws upcoming here for the Raptors, as Womack will head to the line for the first time. And the lefty can't connect on the first attempt. Misses both. Rebounded by the Raptors, however. A second chance for Mississippi, and another foul call. This time on the floor, the Raptors will inbound under their basket as Womack gets fouled once again. Corner three is good on the catch and shoot. Off the inbounds play. Charles Moore hits the triple. And he's been impactful since coming in off the bench here midway through this quarter.
See him, Charles.
Generals trying to take the lead back.
Good D.
And Brown fouled on his way in towards the lane. No, take that back. It'll be a turnover. Oh, pardon me. A timeout is taken on the floor. All tied up with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter and a timeout.
Yes, talk.
Out of the timeout, the Generals inbounding. And that catch and shoot three is good from the corner. Ties hits the triple on the inbounds pass from David Frost. And the Generals are back in front. And a good response from the Raptors, tying it up with a three from their own. Dom Amos hits the corner triple. All tied at 20.
By yourself.
High-scoring first quarter here between these two. The pull-up rims out for ties. Fast break for the Raptors, and the easy finish for McDuffie on the other end of the floor. And the Raptors are in front, as the Generals have led for the majority of this first quarter. And now a turnover. Brown turned it over. Three-pointer for Amos. This time does not hit it. Too strong on the triple try, but it's rebounded by Mississippi. They keep possession. Thomas with the pretty reverse, but couldn't finish. Put back goes for Womack as he spills to the floor following the finish. Three-pointer for Brown off the mark. Rebounded by the Generals. Could not convert. But a foul on the third shot of the possession. Looks like they're going to count it. It's an and one for Kyle Roberts.
Charles, I don't know what happened, but y'all two got to be in the paint at one point.
So Roberts at the line. And finishes the three-point play to make it a one-point game. Finish with the foul. McDuffie on the strong take gets the and one. A lot of fouls in this first quarter. A lot of and one tries for each team here early on tonight. And the officials will sort out an issue here over at the scores table before the free throw attempt. So after the lengthy delay, the free throw good anyways for McDuffie, despite getting iced. And he converts, giving the Raptors a 4-point lead. Ties, pass down low, the kick out, 3 air ball. Greer could not hit anything on the 3-ball try. And another and one on the other end of the floor for the Raptors. McDuffie goes right back to the line after finishing with the foul. And the free throw's good. Largest lead of the night here for the Raptors, who have gone on a run to take the 7-point edge. 30-23 late in the first quarter. Greer off the mark, and the Generals have gone cold on the offensive end. They're unable to respond. Nice feed to the baseline, but the shot no good from Lewis. Greer, off-balance shot off the mark. McDuffie's pass intercepted. And a collision with the foul called in the lane on the Generals' fast break.
Good defense.
So 2 free throws here for River Region as Keon Brown was fouled. And the first rims out. Second one good. It's a 6-point game. Some backcourt pressure applied by the Generals. And another foul called as McDuffie draws another personal. So McDuffie back at the line. And the first one's good.
Good job.
And the Raptors up by 8 here late in the first quarter.
By yourself, by yourself. Good, get back. Good.
Three-pointer. Correct. Raptors with a chance to push their lead to double figures here late in the first quarter. Unable to convert is Womack. And it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here on this end of the floor. And a steal from the Generals on the inbounds pass. And the layup good for ties. A big bucket there to make it a 6-point game. That shot rims out for more. And an offensive foul, it looks like, on Charles Moore after he got his own rebound. So the Generals get it back. 20 seconds left first quarter. Shot clock turned off.
One shot.
And River Region can hold it out for the final shot, down by 6.
Yep.
Raptors knock the ball out of bounds.
15 seconds.
Cross pass intercepted by Moore. Or rather, that's Thomas who gets the steal, draws the foul, and Stephen Thomas will shoot 2. Thomas puts them in. It's an 8-point game. Final 10 seconds, first quarter. Off-balance shot from Brown doesn't go. Chance to beat the buzzer. Now Lewis got the ball knocked out of bounds. The Raptors will inbound with a final second to go here in this quarter. The buzzer beater off the mark for Womack, and that wraps up the first quarter as the Raptors lead 34-26. So we start the second quarter as the Generals will have the basketball first, trailing 34-26. Generals were in command for the large portion of that first quarter. But the Raptors finished the first quarter on quite a run to build a lead, and now they pick up here in the second quarter right where they left off. Thomas with the fast break layup after the steal. Now another theft for the Raptors. The alley-oop try off the mark. Here come the Generals. Nice pass. And the finish for David Frost. Roberts on the assist, and they get it back to 8. Generals might have gotten away with a kick ball there. Raptors retain possession. Collision. And it looks like Womack will have drawn the foul against the Generals. That is the case, so Womack will go to the line for 2. A lot of free throws here in this one tonight.
Come on, Peanut.
Second chance here for the Raptors. The deep 3, too strong. Roberts with the shimmy and the foul as he got knocked over. Now it looks like they're going to go back to the free throw line. Womack was supposed to be shooting 2 foul shots. And yet after the first free throw attempt, they played it like a live basketball. So Womack will now get the second free throw attempt here. Generals turn it over. Moore with the steal. Corner 3. Too strong. The Generals clear it out. Here's a steal for McDuffie. And the Raptors get the layup in transition. It's a 10-point lead once again for Mississippi after the Womack finish. Now the tide has turned in this one, with the Raptors taking full control of the game.
Get the rebound.
Raptors got a steal, then they turn it over. And an and one. Are they going to count the bucket for ties? Charles Moore with the turnover, then commits the foul. And Orlando Ties heading to the line for 1 free throw on the and one for the Generals. Took a hip check from Moore, and Ties still able to finish as he got knocked to the floor. Ties misses the free throw attempt. McDuffie, coast to coast, gets it to drop in. And a timeout taken. 10-point lead once again for Mississippi here in the second quarter with a timeout on the floor.
Y'all pass. Y'all got to know when to bounce it and when.
I know you thought you dive over top. I got the steam, Jason. Oh, my mama. Oh, shit, I didn't think you couldn't do it. I know I was going. He thought you was by yourself. I can't turn this, boy. You got to think about it. Get it in, get it in. Don't try to throw it. Get it in, get it in.
Work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Word. He ain't cut them. He ain't cut that. That's why I threw it.
Out of the timeout, Generals with the basketball down 10. A nice move, and the finish for Ties.
Too many people.
And now a turnover for Mississippi. Tenacious defense from the Generals there. Raptors turn it over. And River Region gets the ball back down 8. So Clark turned it over.
Wow.
Now Ties loses the basketball, gets it back, turnaround shot, short, and rebounded by Mississippi. And an offensive foul called against the Raptors. Ross connects on that pull-up shot.
Go.
And the Generals get within 6 points. On the other end, the finish with the foul. Another and one for Mississippi. Just as the Generals were drawing closer, Anthony Womack hits the 3-point opportunity. These two might set the record for most and ones here in one game tonight, at least in a half. Womack misses the free throw, but the putback goes.
Help side.
And a foul against the Raptors on the floor. Raptors up by 10 after that Stephen Thomas put back.
I was saying in the J was that being help side.
4-point possession for Mississippi to push their lead to double figures once again.
I was on the player.
And the Generals will inbound here in their half court. Now a foul away from the basketball. That will go against the Raptors. And they'll charge it to Robert Clark as he was jostling inside for position.
He's going to hit him with an upper under. That's it. That's his favorite move. Be in the bonus. No more fouls. We're in the bonus.
And already the Generals are in the bonus, so they'll get free throws here. With still 6:36 to go in the second quarter. These officials trying to sort things out. And now Jack Greer steps to the line for River Region. And hits on the first. And Greer makes them both. 8-point game here in the second quarter. Corner three. Too strong. And a rejection from Stephen Thomas on the Kyle Roberts layup try. Nice defensive play by Thomas. The Generals will inbound on the baseline. That shot doesn't go for ties, and see if they call a tie-up or a foul on that rebound.
Nah, it's a jump.
Looks like they're going to call it jump balls. We'll jump this thing up here on this end of the floor.
Denzel, you should be on the other side. Y'all should have switched. Yeah.
Ties will jump it up against Womack, a matchup of number 13. And it's controlled by the Generals. Greer off the mark. Put back. Also not close. And a foul now on Greer, 90 feet from the basket. A lot of fouls tonight between these two. The Raptors will have the basketball with an 8-point lead. And actually, both teams appear to be in the bonus now, so we go down to the other end of the floor for some foul shots here for Denzel McDuffie. And after a timeout on the floor, McDuffie will now step to the line. And McDuffie makes both. So the Raptors are up by 10 once again here in the second quarter. But only for a moment as Roberts gets the finish. Back to single digits. Now a steal for the Generals. Fast break try. And Frost lost it out of bounds. Jarvis Frost might have been a little concerned about what he saw coming at him there in transition. And the Generals turn it over. A steal again for the Generals. Another chance for Frost. This time he'll pass it off and get the finish from Brown. Jarvis Frost didn't want to make the same mistake twice. Brown finishes down the floor. It's a 6-point game. And a timeout here midway through the second quarter. Out of the timeout. Raptors with the basketball up 6. Running shot doesn't go for McDuffie. And it looks like they'll say Mississippi basketball. Now the refs are going to get together. And it looks like after a quick conference, they're going to stick with Raptors basketball. Corner jumper short for Thomas. And now a turnover for the Raptors as they throw it into the backcourt. The Generals will have the basketball down by 6 with a chance to further cut into this deficit and try to make it a 2-possession game. Or at least more of a 2-possession game. Down by 6. 3-pointer blocked, but a foul called against Thomas, who thought he had a clean block on Brown. Keon Brown with a big smile on his face will head to the line for 3 attempts instead. There has been little flow to this game. The only time there was really a good up and down in this one was the opening minutes of the very first quarter, as Brown hits the first. Since then, a whole lot of whistles and fouls and free throws. And the rhythm of this game has not been very good. It's been largely non-existent as Brown hits the second free throw. These officials have been very active in this first half. Brown makes 2 out of 3, could not convert the final one. It's a 4-point game. And now a steal for the Generals. Little give and go try, but Hill's pass couldn't be handled cleanly by Brown. And so the Raptors getting the basketball back. And it looks like we'll have more free throws here. Both teams have been in the bonus for a while in this second quarter with all the whistles tonight.
He said you got to intentionally kick it. Charles, he said you have to intentionally kick it. You can't just throw it at the foot and they call it.
So Lewis at the line.
He said you got to do this.
And it's the first one. Second one good. Raptors back up by 6. Nice ball movement for the Generals. Results in the finish for Hill inside. It's a 2-possession game. Three-pointer rattled in from the corner. Good response there from Malcolm Lewis with his first basket for the Raptors. And they create a little more breathing room once again, up by 7. Deep three-pointer, short. And the rebound tracked down by Lewis. Raptors work around the horn for the open 3, but it can't be put in. Thomas can't convert. And whistles on that fast break. They're going to call an offensive, it appears, against Orlando Ties. Some sort of turnover on Ties. As he was bringing it up the floor, the Generals turn it over. So the Raptors have it up by 7. Jackson will run the offense now for Mississippi. In the game for the first time here in this first half. The power move in the bank. Good for Adam Wallace with his first basket as the Raptors go to their bench here late in the first half. Now a nice swat from McDuffie, blocking that shot out of bounds. There's been some impressive blocks tonight from the Raptors on the defensive end. Steal for the Raptors. So 2 defensive stops there on that same possession. McDuffie finger rolls it in. And an impressive sequence for Mississippi as they push their lead to 11 with a timeout on the floor here late in the second quarter. I believe this is the largest lead of the first half for the Raptors, up 11 here on the Generals out of a timeout. Turnaround, doesn't go for Ties. Now a steal for the Generals, and it's stolen right back. Lewis turned it over, got it right back for the Raptors. Jackson's 3, good. Javion Jackson from distance. It's a 14-point lead for the Raptors, their largest of the half. And Roberts cleans up his own miss on the putback, making it a 12-point deficit for the Generals. Floater on the baseline, off the mark. And a rip for the Generals as they get the steal. That floater no good for Brown. And we'll stay here with the Generals. The Raptors knocked that ball out of bounds. The 3 from the corner, good once again. This time Robert Clark dials up from distance. And the Raptors are up 15, their largest advantage. Air ball 3 for the Generals. Great hustle from Brown, diving in to steal that loose ball. And Looks like they're going to get the timeout first before the finish for Roberts. So out of the timeout, the Generals will inbound down 15 here in less than a minute to go. No basket prior to the timeout, as the timeout was taken first. So the Generals, in essence, costing themselves a basket there. Now out of the timeout, three-pointer, short for Roberts. Put back try, doesn't go for ties. Mississippi with the basketball. Generals get the stop. And a nice defensive stop there for the Raptors. Second chance for the Generals. Now with potential third try, ball loose on the floor, scooped up by Lewis. Lewis down the floor, can't hit the runner. And that layup falls out for Brown. And officials timeout here late in the second quarter. Final seconds in the second quarter, and a foul called at midcourt against Brown reaching in. Free throws here for CST Jackson late in the second quarter. Jackson misses the first foul shot. And he misses both. Final seconds of the second quarter. Generals down 15. And the buzzer beater doesn't go for Roberts. The Raptors lead 61-46 here at the half.
Shoots a three, and bangs it in at the buzzer. Right of the rim. 3-point line.
So we start the second half. The Generals with the basketball. Down by 15 here against the Mississippi Raptors, 61-46. The two teams switching directions. And we start with a foul. Well, if you were with us in the first half, no surprise how the second half begins with an immediate foul. In this case against Mississippi, and that sends Kyle Roberts to the line for 3 attempts here. 14 seconds into the third quarter as he hits the first. The Generals were in control for almost the entirety of the first quarter. And then the game swung, and the Raptors have been in the lead here ever since. Up by double figures quite a bit here of late. And the 15-point lead they had at the half was their largest of the first half. Roberts makes 2 out of 3 from the line. It's a 13-point game as Mississippi gets it for the first time here in the third quarter. 3-pointer off the back iron. Brown coast to coast. Can't finish the runner. Cleared out by Mississippi. The Euro and the pretty finish. Nice take by Thomas. The Raptors go back up by 15. Now a block for the Raptors, but looks like they were on the baseline going after that loose ball, so it'll stay here with the Generals. On the inbounds, it's stolen away by Mississippi. Womack with the theft, and then he gets the ball poked free and out of bounds by Hill. So Mississippi will inbound, up by 15. Little give and go for the three-pointer. That's off the back rim. Roberts tracks down the rebound. Roberts, coast to coast, nobody stops him, and he lays it in. Pull-up jumper from the elbow is buried. These two teams starting to heat up here and exchange baskets. As we get a little flow going once again without so many whistles. Both teams getting up and down the floor. And the Raptors still up by 15. Step back 3. Good. That's a tough shot put in by David Frost. And now a foul on the other end against Frost that will send McDuffie to the line. Generals down by 13 after the Raptors make one of 2 free throws and a quick basket down the floor. Roberts makes it an 11-point game. Nice strong take and a teardrop in the lane. Goes for Thomas. Brown got the pocket picked. Picks up the loose ball. Players diving after it. And it winds up back with the Generals. Ties got that ball knocked free in the air. He just had to chuck it up towards the rim. Wasn't close. And a sloppy sequence here will keep the basketball with the Raptors. As the Generals had a near steal but threw it out of bounds, the Raptors will inbound here under their hoop.
Move, Steph. Come on, Peanut.
And a steal off the inbounds for the Generals. And the easy finish down the floor. Good defense turning into quick and easy offense for River Region there. As Brown makes it an 11-point game on the layup. They're going to call that an and one for Adam Wallace, who finished inside the foul on the putback, just powering it up and in. And Wallace finishes the old-fashioned three-point play. Raptors up by 14. Greer draws the foul on the floater. And Jack Greer will go to the line for 2 attempts. So a chance here for the Generals to try to cut into this deficit with the clock stopped. Here on some free throws. And the first one good for Greer. Greer misses the second one. That pull-up is off the mark. A collision in the paint there on the Roberts drive, and more fouls. The Generals will inbound in their half court. Let's see what this stoppage is. And ties with the finish off the inbounds play. It's an 11-point game. Now trouble for the Raptors in the backcourt. They're going to take a timeout here to avoid a turnover. Raptors up 11 with the basketball. 6:15 left in the third. Out of the timeout, more whistles
Pay
here.
attention to that. No, we call a timeout. So this is over here. We should have got it across.
And the Raptors turn it over out of the timeout, so the Generals with the basketball. Down 12. And Greer gets tied up on his drive into the paint.
I'll show you the video.
Three-pointer. is good for Orlando ties. And the Generals work it back to single digits here as they trail by 9. Another collision in the paint on the drive this time from Thomas. A foul called against the Generals. Mississippi will inbound on the baseline. They can push their lead back to double figures. Thomas creating some space. Can't finish off the glass, but drew the foul. Thomas back to the line for Mississippi.
Just a little bit lower because they're going on TV.
And the first pops out for Thomas.
Hey, bro. Hey, Steph. Turn me up, bro.
Second off the back iron, Thomas misses both. Rebound being fought for and controlled by Brown. Hill finishes with the foul and one on the other end of the floor. Well, Hill will head to the line to try to make it a three-point play.
One charge. Since high school, since I started hooping, I took one charge. The only reason I took that charge, he was begging me out. I'm not gonna take no charge.
Okay, same, and I ain't even called when I got called for a charge.
When I did it, I called myself my back end, but he called charge though. I take a back.
Free throw good for Hill. Three-point play for Hill makes it a 6-point game. And another foul with an and one on the other end. Denzel McDuffie going coast to coast for the finish with the foul. Back and forth we go, exchanging and ones.
I spot to a team with us. Right side of that though. $10 of me.
Free throw doesn't go, but it's rebounded by Mississippi. Moore keeps it on this end of the floor.
Out of bounds.
And a travel called against the Raptors as they turn it over in the end.
I thought he was out of bounds.
Generals down 8 with the basketball just about midway through the third.
No, but I thought he was out of bounds.
And we'll get a timeout on the floor with the Raptors up 8. Out of the timeout. Generals get it in. A little pressure in the backcourt here from Mississippi. Brown. Greer draws a foul.
That's because he went up under his arm.
So Greer heads back to the line. And hits on the first. Second one good. It's a 6-point game midway through the third. And that floater goes to McDuffie. So the Raptors up by 8. Under 5 to play here in this third frame.
He's been playing with them, haven't he?
And there's a bump and a foul against Mississippi. So Keon Brown heads to the line for the Generals. And the first free throw is good.
About 2.5, 3 outside.
Second one good as well for Brown. It's a 6-point game once again. Generals have been unable to get back even. As they get a steal. And they miss all 3 shots on that fast break possession. Missed opportunity there for the Generals. And a turnover for Malcolm Lewis. Interesting decision there from Lewis. He was in the lane, decided to throw it into the backcourt.
Hey, man.
And after the backcourt violation, you get the finish for the Generals off the inbounds play. Nice pass down low for Greer. Ties with the finish. Some pressure being put on by River Region. And a rejection for Ties, but a foul on the second effort for Mississippi. So Womack heads the line for 2. It's a 4-point game with just over 4 minutes to play here in the third. Anthony Womack adds on to the lead with the first free throw. Second try good for Womack. Raptors up by 5. Brown step back 3 off the mark.
Yeah, it was.
And a foul on the rebound.
There should have been a re-grab.
Now again, the officials will sort some things out here before we get back to play. And we're in the bonus, some more foul shots. And McDuffie at the line for 2 attempts for Mississippi. First one good for McDuffie. Second one good for McDuffie. And now a steal for the Raptors. And it's stolen right back by the Generals. 3-pointer, good for Frost. That's a big sequence as Frost hoops an important triple to make it a 4-point game. After the Generals almost turned it over, they were able to get it back for the 3. Now a defensive stop for the Generals as Frost gets the rebound. And the layup good down the floor to make it a 1-possession game. Brown makes it a 2-point deficit for the Generals here late in the third. But a good response for Anthony Womack, powering to the tin for the finish. Raptors up by 4. Final 3 minutes of this third quarter. And now a steal for Mississippi. And a layup on the fast break. Stephen Thomas gets the finish, but looks like he hurt himself upon landing. And so following the injury timeout for Thomas, the Generals with the basketball down by 6. Certainly hope Stephen Thomas is okay after he got that layup for Mississippi. Teardrop short for Brown. And a jump ball on the rebound. After the jump ball, it is controlled by the Generals. And a tip up and in for Hill. It's a 4-point game here late in the third. Now Hill with the rebound. Generals can make it a one-possession game once more. Ties on the attack, puts it through. And the Generals are down by 2 late in the third.
Yeah, I gotta move without the ball.
A whistle on the drive into the lane for McDuffie.
We're in the bonus already. Ned, are we not in the bonus?
So McDuffie will go to the line after the foul. It's a 5-point lead for the Raptors. Trying to keep the Generals at an arm's length. Pull-up jumper rims out for ties.
Come help him.
And the Raptors will turn it over.
Inside me.
Tough shot, doesn't go for Brown. Gets his own rebound, put back off the mark, and it's cleared out by Mississippi. Corner 3 ball. Put in. That's a big 3 for the Raptors, getting their lead back up to 8. Anthony Womack with the tray from the corner. And a foul on the defensive end. So Jack Greer heads to the line to shoot 2. That ball knocked out of bounds by the Generals. Raptors keep it to inbound under their own hoop. Less than 30 seconds to go here in the quarter.
Hey, we good, Adam. We good, Adam.
Nice find and the finish. Good pass from McDuffie. And Thomas puts it through. Thomas had to leave the game earlier with an apparent injury. So nice to see him back out there and converting for the Raptors. Final seconds of the third quarter. And Womack adds on for the Raptors. It was just a 2-point lead earlier for the Raptors. They get that lead back up to double figures here late in the third. And McDuffie down the floor for Thomas, and Thomas puts it in. A strong finish here late in the third for Mississippi. Another defensive stop for the Raptors. And on another fast break, they hit the 3. Thomas from distance, and what a run here for Mississippi late in the quarter. A near steal for the Raptors, and it looks like that'll end the third quarter. Raptors up by 16. Raptors unable to convert here to begin the fourth quarter as Thomas missed the layup, but he steals the rebound back. And it leads to another triple for Mississippi. What a run here by the Raptors. The Generals worked so hard to cut this back to a single possession deficit. And Mississippi has just gotten hot and gone on an incredible streak here to push the lead back to 19. Largest advantage of the night for Mississippi. Generals inbound after the foul on the floor. Pull-up jumper, good for Brown. That's a tough shot. The Raptors up by 17 here in the fourth. And another three from the corner for Mississippi. They're up over the century mark now in points and lead by 20. A minute into this final quarter. Step back, airballed by Time. And three-pointers around and down for Mississippi. Ties with a pretty take to the rim in the finish. And Thomas turns it over on the baseline. Generals down 21 with the basketball. And the Generals turn it back, so two teams exchanging turnovers here in the fourth. And a tripping foul against Roberts.
So question. You know when they in the bonus, ain't it every foul or is it certain foul? You know when they in the bonus, is it every foul you shoot? Well, it's a big shoot. Oh, yeah.
Generals get a stop as Frost corrals the rebound. Roberts on the cross, and he draws contact with the whistle. Kyle Roberts at the line for River Region. So Roberts takes advantage of the foul shots, but the Generals are down 19. And after the steal, Roberts converts for more points. Trying to claw River Region back into this here in the fourth quarter. Generals with another steal on the full court press. Loose ball. Stolen back by McDuffie for Mississippi. He'll go coast to coast for the finish. Oh, the alley-oop try for Mississippi could not be converted as they were tossing it up for Thomas.
That's why I'm confused why they ain't doing. What happened?
That ball got knocked out of bounds. Running shot in the lane is going to bounce in for Ties. A steal for Ties. And he gets the finish. Back-to-back baskets for Orlando Ties, sandwiching a steal. As he tries to do his part to rally the Generals here in the fourth. It's an 18-point lead still for Mississippi.
Good, Dom, and one.
And there's a finish with the foul. Dom Amos with the and one. Amos with the three-point play. And a timeout. Or at least a whistle. Let's say maybe a violation, I should say, in the free throw. Or are they going to call a foul to go to the other end? Let's see what the official's call is here.
He said violation.
Looks like it must have been some sort of technical. As they'll clear the lane and Jack Greer will shoot foul shots. And Greer hits the free throw.
We don't know what he got.
Just one attempt.
Net.
And so the Generals get the free throw, and they'll have the basketball trailing 111-93 here in the fourth quarter.
That's on their fault. Now what they got?
And more whistles. The Generals will inbound it again.
Yeah, y'all threw the ball though. Y'all started the shot.
Hold the ball. What you supposed to do? Hold the ball too.
The ref supposed to call it. I wrote last season to get him out.
And the Raptors get a stop. Three-pointer good for Mississippi. Womack pours it in.
Get your hands off. And one.
And an and one for River Region.
Every time down, you got to get them together. They even do that in middle school. Yeah.
It's an 18-point lead for Mississippi. And McDuffie draws the foul. We'll go to the line for two. McDuffie hits the first. So McDuffie puts them both in. 16-point lead for the Raptors midway through the fourth quarter. And Greer draws a foul. A free throw shooting contest tonight between these two. Greer will head to the line for a pair, down by 20 for the Generals. It's an 18-point game midway through the fourth quarter. And that shot good for Thomas. Pull up three, short for ties. And the tip up and in for McDuffie. Timeout on the floor. Raptors lead by 22. Out of the timeout, Raptors lead 120-99. It's been a high-scoring game tonight. With 4:37 to go in the fourth quarter here. The Raptors have been able to do essentially whatever they want on the offensive end all game. As a travel will be called on Greer.
Call offensive foul, not travel.
You know, it looks like an offensive foul called against the Raptors there on that inbounds. As one of the Generals players took a tumble to the floor. River Region will inbound underneath their own basket, down by 21. And they'll get the tip up to go. So on the putback, Terrell Hill tips it in. And the Generals have now exceeded 100 points tonight. The offense hasn't been the problem for River Region. They just have been unable to slow down Mississippi, really since the first quarter. A high-scoring affair here tonight. Raptors up 19. As Greer goes to work. Can't finish. Ball loose. Players on the floor.
You're still in the game.
And the Generals will inbound on their end of the court. That corner jumper is off the mark for ties. And a strong take all the way to the bucket for McDuffie, who lays it in. Good response on the other end as Hill gets to the tin for the flip-in. Now a steal for the Generals. Brown got it, knocked out of bounds. So River Region will inbound. Off the inbounds play. Three-pointer off the back iron from the corner. And Mississippi with the basketball up 19 late in the fourth. That three-pointer at the horn comes up short. Greer with the finish plus the foul, and one for Jack Greer. Greer hits the free throw. Nice rejection off the glass from Mississippi, but Orlando Ties is there to clean it up for the Generals. So following a timeout, Mississippi with the basketball up 14. Some impressive blocks on the defensive end for the Raptors here in this one tonight.
Make a smart play, even though it's bad pass.
Raptors are going to play keep away with the lead here late in this one. And on the attack, they hit the floater in the lane to add on to their advantage. Up now by 16 as we head to the final 2 minutes. Ball's loose at midcourt and stolen away by Mississippi. And it leads the lay-in for Clark. Greer, with good positioning inside, gets the finish. Again, the Raptors playing keep away here, up 18 late in this one. Step back three is too strong. Rebounded by the Generals. Roberts off to Hill. He can't finish. Cleared out by Mississippi. And the Raptors are going to throw it away. Clark threw that ball right into the bench. Final minute of this one. The Raptors up 18. Three-pointer rims off for Brown. And a foul down the floor, so Keon Brown will go to the line for a pair. Final 30 seconds of this one as the Raptors will put the finishing touches on a nice double-digit victory. And the Raptors are just going to hold it out for as much as they can here, up 15 late. Thomas slipping on that drive into the lane. And that's going to do it for this one. The Mississippi Raptors take control of this one and beat the River Region Generals tonight 126-111. You've been watching PBA basketball here from Triangle Media.